Hey all, David Ducker coming back at you, and today I'm going to be talking about initiative. There's a lot of different systems that use very similar initiative setup, where everyone rolls at the start of combat, and that determines an order, and you just all go down in order and take actions one after another. And I've seen different systems modify this slightly. Probably one of my favorite modifications was smaller, quicker weapons give you an initiative bonus. So if you're standing next to someone with he's got a maul, a two-handed hammer, and you've got a dagger, you're going to be able to go first and stab him with the dagger because the maul is a slower weapon. So he might actually get a penalty on initiative where you get a bonus, and probably a big bonus if you just have a dagger. So I thought that was great. I haven't seen it in a lot of other games. I don't know why, but it seemed very intuitive to me that your weapon, maybe even your armor, can have a big impact on how quick you are. Excuse me. Now the main thing I wanted to talk about in terms of initiative, though, is I have played a couple of systems. I believe Star Wars West End D6 system uses this, which is simultaneous initiative. And I found this great. It was so flavorful and so exciting. And so it made the combat more chaotic and more real. And I'm always looking for that realness. Instead of a tactical war game where you're just, you're playing chess, now it's more like a scuffle. Like, oh, I don't know. I don't really know what's going on around me. I think this is the best thing for me to do. We'll see if I'm right. I don't even know if I'm right. I don't know what's going to happen. And that to me, that's dirty and gritty, and that's what I want my combat to be like. So the way you do simultaneous initiative is everyone declares what they're going to try to do. So you have to declare what you're going to try to do. And then it moves on, and the next player declares what he's going to try to do. So you don't know what the next guy is going to declare, and you declare it in initiative order, like a normal system, or like the most common system I've seen. So you declare it in order, but even though you know that that guy who is quicker than you declared that he's going to shoot at you, you don't know if he succeeded. So you can declare that you're going to hide behind your shield, or you can declare that you're going to rush up to him and smack him in the nugget while he's trying to shoot at you. And you don't know what's going to happen. And then it goes to the next guy, and he can say, "Oh well, I declared that when you rush to try and hit the archer, I'm going to intercept you. I'm going to hit you with a pounce, and I'm going to run in and stop him from charging." And then it can go through like that. And then once everyone's declared what they're going to do, you can either start back at the top and they all trigger and we see what happens, or I've also seen it where it starts at the bottom. So whoever's last, they get to declare what they're doing last, but they get to move and get the results first. Now, usually if you're rolling for initiative order, it's going to reset, loop around. If you're just going left to right, and you don't even roll anything for initiative, then you're just going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then that's the turn. But I found this so much more fun, chaotic, realistic. So the gentleman who's attacking the archer, he rushes forward, and the gentleman trying to let's say the archer's attack triggers then. So he could shoot him down and kill him. And then the guy who's trying to intercept him, his turn is basically wasted. But that's fine because he was hedging his bets. Or the archer could miss, and then the guy who's trying to intercept the charging character, he could kill him. And the archer's saying, "Oh, thank God, I would have been wasted if you hadn't saved me." Or the archer can miss, and the interception can miss, and the man can charge straight through all these obstacles with the arrow whizzing over his head, the other character trying to tackle him, and he runs up and he just sticks that archer with his spear, you just stick him with the spear and he picks him up and he can shake him over his head, depending on his level of ridiculous strength. But you don't know until all the rolls start going off. And I found that really, really fun. And it wasn't tactical. It wasn't tactical in the way that oh, he moved and I know what happened, so now I'm going to move. And it's like watching a kung fu movie and everybody's standing around waiting their turn to attack the good guy. And that's fine for a movie, but we're not constrained by that in an RPG. We can look down on the battlefield tactically and jump around cinematically because of the way we're able to narrate things. It's not visual. We're able to get the auditory information and rewind and fast forward and do all this good stuff. And another great thing about simultaneous initiative is people can kill each other. So you can have two guys just standing next to each other, and he says, I swing down with my axe, and the other character's like, I step forward with my sword, and they go off simultaneously, and they both die. And I love that because it means no one's action is wasted. It means every bad guy is still a threat. You might be able to kill that kobold with the rusty dagger in one hit. But he still gets his hit, son. So he could stab you as he's going down. And that makes combat so much more dangerous and almost more fair. And that can be fair on the part of the non-player characters, but you got to be fair to them too, or else the game world is all skewed. So and it's not realistic. So I love that. And one thing that brings into effect is magic, because in some systems, notably Pathfinder, spell duels are basically decided by initiative of a lot of the time, especially past 5th level. It's like, I cast Lightning Bolt. The other mage might come in and he'll cast Cone of Cold, and they're both probably going to be able to kill each other in one hit because the magic system's so ridiculously powerful. And in regular Pathfinder rules, whoever wins the initiative probably is going to win that battle. But if it's simultaneous, they'll kill each other, all the time. And it's fair to both of them. And it makes combat almost less random in that way, because it's not dependent on initiative. It's just you both get to do what you were going to do. And we'll see who survives, who's tougher. And in the case of wizards, they're glass cannons, so neither one of them's tough at all. So this really encourages, if you're using a wonky magic system, encourage you to think about it. Think about it, man, because your opponent, even if you hit him, he's going to be able to hit you back at the same time. So you got to be much smarter with magic because the wizards are they have less survivability. And then if you come in with a more balanced system in the first place, then it really highlights that, because they can have those interesting, unique spell duels that you see in a movie that you don't usually see in an RPG, or at least in Pathfinder, you'll never see it. So those are my thoughts on initiative, how I do it. If you've seen another initiative method, I'd love to hear about it. Leave it in the comments below. And let me know what you think of simultaneous initiative. If you tried it and you hated it, if you tried it and you loved it. But I'm going to sign off now. And in the meantime, just have a good day in YouTube land.